Hello, everyone. I hope that everyone is having a good Wednesday. There is quite a bit of delay in what I'm seeing on YouTube and what is try this again. Comments. I hope everyone is having a good day, a good week. It's been a challenging couple of weeks. I wanted to check make sure my sound was working properly. I'm using a new microphone. Now that they got me for Christmas, I'm getting that close. Hi, Gigi. How are you, honey? Hey, Froggy. Hey, hope y'all are doing well, ladies. You've been very quiet lately. Oh, there's a weird delay from StreamYard and from YouTube. There's such a weird delay. I'm watching both delay weird. So strange. Can everybody hear me good? I have this new microphone hooked up and I can't tell if I can be heard properly. Is it wonky? What would be making it? It's so hard to figure this stuff out. I am not a sound person. So should I turn that off completely and just use my computer? And headphones on like I have videos. Set it up kind of quickly. So it might be that. Well, looks weird. Now it's a robot. Okay. I'm gonna take myself out. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, is that one working? Yep, that one shows it's working. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Okay. See, on my phone, trying to listen sounds weird. Okay, exit out of that. Let's try this. Sorry, technical difficulties. I don't guess it would be. Okay, there it is. Never mind. Difficulties. Jesus, that was loud. Yikes. Okay, so evidently I got to figure out the microphone situation. It's this cute little setup my husband bought me, and I don't know how to work it. So I'll have to figure it out. Whew, so let's see. Lost my train of thought with all that. Um, it has just been really challenging since the surgery to get back on track with everything. And then you add in YouTube drama and trying to get everything back in line and in order. And so hopefully, new directions. Okay. I'm not used to having the avatar up there, but Lord knows y'all don't want to see me right now. I'm a hot mess. I've got to get out today since it's pretty and not raining and go get my PT set up for my knee so I can get to moving again because I'm over this not getting around very well. And so I had this case pop up, and it's here in Texas. Let me pull up exactly the location because, Texas is humongous and can fit like 4 states inside of it. And so, okay, that's where I thought it was. So, down in South Texas, towards the border in Pharr, Texas, Pharr, which is over by Edinburgh, Brownsville area, towards the coast. It's like right on the border. It's probably walking distance to the border of Mexico. It's just right there. And so last week on Thursday, the 20th, a farmer finds a body in the field of a deceased male. You found a stimulus check from November? Oh, you have minors. That's why you're still getting them, right? I think. Or did you not get one of the other ones? I think people with children are getting them. Ask my daughter to check because I bet she hasn't paid any attention to any of that. She doesn't even realize when she gets child support in there because it's so far-fetched and far in between from deadbeat dads. Huh. It's got to be because you have kids. I think I had read that there was supposed to be one going out to people with children every couple of months or something like that. Makes me miss having children, and again, I don't miss having children at home because it's more work than I want to do anymore. I like them being adults. Oh, funny story. Here's a side story. So I had this funny thing in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in, and it says to text your children and tell them a police detective is going to call and say that I was with you all day, and then post their comments. So I sent that to my children. I'm like, hey, you're going to get a call from a police detective. Just say you were with me all day here at the house working. And I had to make it kind of believable because they know I'm not leaving to go anywhere and do anything. And so I sent it to all 3 kids. My oldest one hasn't responded, but she's who she is. She'll text me in like 3 days. What were you talking about? And my middle daughter was like, hers was kind of lame because she just knew that I was messing with her. But she's like, shit, is this a don't ask, don't tell situation? And I said, the less you know, the better. She said, okay, what did we do today? I feel a bit drunk. And I said, we just worked on the house. She said, okay. And I said, I'm just kidding. She said, laugh my ass off. I figured. But my son, y'all, he is so funny. He cracks me up. So I give him the same story. And he said, what? And I said, just need you to confirm my alibi. You were here helping me at the house, okay? He said, are you kidding right now? And I said, I never joke with the popo. He said, what did you do? And when was I helping you at your house? I sent it to him, and he says, well, I figured you were joking, laughing my ass off. But if you weren't, I was about to get the story straight and lie like a fat kid who's told the last snack cake. This boy cracks me up. And then he said, fuck the popo. Yeah, he cracks me up. I laughed really hard at that last night because you never know what he's going to come back with. And his is always the most hilarious. He's just got one of those very crazy sense of humors. He would get a kick out of the like in Legion guy. He would absolutely think the guy was funny as shit. But because Chris is just that way. Nothing offends him. And he is one of those type of people. And so I have to remind him often there are certain things you shouldn't say, even at 25, but he doesn't listen very well. He is just, they got to learn. So anyways, this farmer finds this body, and, they go out and they're investigating, and the guy has been beat to death, literally beat to death. And in their investigation, what they find out is that his sons 17-year-old Christian Trevino and the 18-year-old brother Alejandro Trevino, along with a friend of theirs, 18-year-old, well, it says 18 here, but in another report I read, he's 19, Juan Eduardo Melendez, beat him to death. So the story of what has happened is, and what is the man's name? Lord, I forgot his name. Hold on, I'm looking for the name because it's here somewhere. Gabriel Quintanilla, 42-year-old. So earlier in the day at the RV park where they lived, the boys hear their 9-year-old little sister tell the mother that he has been touching her inappropriately. Now, they have not given details on those alleged allegations, how inappropriately, if it was just touching, if it was actually a sexual assault, or what was going on. So that I do not know. The boys hear this happen. A fight breaks out with the dad, or the stepfather. Sorry, he's their stepfather, not their actual dad. And they get into a fight, beat the crap out of him. He leaves the house, runs off to an apartment building. They chase after him, catch him, beat the crap out of him some more. And at this point, their friend has joined in. The 19-year-old Juan Melendez has joined in. His car is used. They chase him down, beat the crap out of him. They leave that scene and go get a pickup truck, an F-150 pickup truck, go back, put him in the back of the truck, go out to this field. The stories are kind of conflicting of whether or not the beating continued there or if he was just already pretty much done for. They do believe he was still alive when they was left in the field. And so they've done their investigation. They found these three. So Christian, the 17-year-old, is charged with aggravated assault, capital murder, and engaging in criminal activity. Juan Melendez, 19, is charged with capital murder, aggravated assault, engaging in criminal activity, and is also facing possession of marijuana. And this is according to the Hidalgo County jail records. So Alejandro, the 18-year-old, is charged with aggravated assault, engaging in an organized criminal activity. He is not charged with capital murder because they do not believe that this time he was involved with the injuries that caused the victim's death. So the twist to this is the whole vigilante justice thing. Is it warranted? Is it not? When should it happen? When is it okay? Some are going to tell you it's never okay. I'm a fence setter on that. There are times I look at that and go, no, it shouldn't have happened. Then there are times I look at that and go, nobody else did anything, so yeah, it should have happened. There's another case that I do plan on talking about at some point that happened years ago that's never been solved by law enforcement, even though the whole city knows what happened. And it was a vigilante case. And it was one of those that you go, somebody had to do something because the law wasn't able to stop this man. And, right, I agree with the beating. I could understand them beating the crap out of him and leaving it alone. But I think that with them chasing him down, coming back to get the pickup truck, that is some organized criminal activity and planning on finishing the job. But with this, the catcher with this guy, y'all, oh my God, let me pull this part up. So I'll make sure I get it right because I don't want to, so Quintanilla, and I know I'm not pronouncing that right because I am not able to roll my R's properly and say this name, was wanted already on criminal charges with continual sexual assault of a child and assault with family violence dating all the way back to 2019. He had warrants for his arrest for this. And was another child of his that he has sexually assaulted, plus the family violence with the family. And since 2019, for the same area. Not like a couple cities over where they couldn't figure out where he's at. The same area. And that's not a big area. I mean, let's see. Let's pull up the stats. It's like a 23-mile area, population of 79,000. So I mean, that's not huge. Oh, it's literally walking distance into Mexico City. There's a bridge that connects it into Mexico City. So I mean, it's like right there. But that's not a huge city. So it's not like, I don't understand how they couldn't find him with these kind of charges. How mamas didn't know where he was. So from 2019 to 2022, 3 years. I mean, granted, we're in the beginning of the year, so 2 years. We'll say 2 years because who knows, 2.5 years, whatever. They haven't arrested him for the sexual assault of another child and family violence. He's already got charges stacked up on him, and they haven't done anything about it, and it's happening again. So then that makes me kind of go on to the side of, yeah, he deserved to be beat to death. Anything with a child is not okay. I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm curious to see how a jury falls on this kind of vigilante case because, I have to give it to the boys. They were protecting their little sister. Granted, the third boy is not related and basically just put his nose in where it didn't belong, but somebody had to take up and defend these kids because evidently law enforcement isn't doing it. I mean, you have this guy that's done this multiple times and getting away with it, and they can't find him. And they absolutely did drop the ball, Froggy. Absolutely. It just amazes me on these kinds of cases when they can't find people that are still in the same area. Had he left the area, okay. I mean, I give you that, even though with the technology we have now, I do not understand not being able to find somebody, except that this case, the previous case, wasn't important enough. And that, again, is where law enforcement's dropping the ball. That case should have been important. And they don't say anything about the mother of the other girl. And the only thing that I'm picking up on the mother of this girl is that the little girl was telling her, and she was in the process of turning all that into the authorities, I'm assuming, because it was just coming out. The boys overheard it, and that's when all hell broke loose. So, I'm trying to see. There were some other things that I had seen on them. I mean, he had severe blunt force trauma to the head. They beat him with brass knuckles. I mean, if they got the truck, there could have been other things in the truck, and they're just not saying that yet. The leaving and changing vehicles is suspect to me. That kind of goes into play of premeditated on finishing the job. I mean, you can say the fight that broke out was one thing. Letting folks take care of their own. They do. They tend to not do things publicly a lot of times. They tend to vigilante justice pretty much within the family. Hey, Pizza Hut. So, but with them leaving and getting another vehicle, that to me is a premeditated situation because they're thinking it out of what they're fixing to do next. Had they just left him at the apartment building, beating the crap out of him again, the second fight, I think it could have just been simple assault charges, that kind of thing. But yeah, he pretty much got his ass whipped by 3 teenagers. I mean, they were pretty serious. And the other thing that it says here is that he had a warrant for continuous sexual abuse of a child. It wasn't just one incident with the other child. It was continuous. So that to me is very, very suspect. It's very suspect. I'm trying to see if there's any other information out at this time on it. Their bond is set at $500,000, which is a lot of money. I don't see them making that bond. Um, let's see. Where is... There we go. Let's see if I missed anything. Considering the value Latin women put on their daughters, I am not surprised the guy was beat to death. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I wonder if the other mother of the other child is in contact, and then with this one happening, and it's like, oh, well, hell no. And the brothers in the Latin homes usually are responsible for the younger siblings and taking care of them and making sure that the boyfriends aren't mean to them and that kind of thing. There's a hierarchy and a protection that happens. I mean, we're not a Latin family, and mine were that way with me. God forbid you mess with the baby sister. And so it, but I do want to see what a jury does with this. I do want to see what happens if the jury, or even if law enforcement pleads it down. I mean, in my opinion, law enforcement failed this little girl, because had they done their job, a second child would not be hurt. And when you talk about these kind of charges, this is very damaging to a child. That kind of stuff doesn't just go away. And I know people want to think that it does, but it doesn't. And so there's going to be long-lasting effects. I hope that they're getting the proper therapy. Let me see. I'm going to try to... Well, no me and sharing the screen, so let's see. Oh, there's a new one. Well, let's not even try that. I'll really have it jacked up. So here is the boys. This is the 3 boys. The first one, let me make sure I have their in the right order. Yeah, this is Alejandro, and this is Christian, and then this is Juan. Juan is 19. Again, I don't remember the ages. Christian is 18, and then this one is 17. I believe it may be flipped around. But these are the boys who did the deed. And I'm not sure why the middle one's eyes are as closed as they are. I mean, could there be some gang activity? Possibly. I mean, that area, there is a lot of Mexican mafia and cartel and other gang issues. So I don't know, but I don't think that has anything to do with any of this. I think this was 3 brothers defending their little baby sister and taking matters into their own hands. But when is vigilante justice too much? When, I mean, you want to say people shouldn't take the law into their own hands, but there are times that law enforcement isn't doing the job. Gigi, you're the only child? Wow. I felt like the only child because they were all so grown up by the time I was born. They were out of the house by the time I was old enough to do anything. I mean, it just makes you wonder. I mean, I know law enforcement has a lot to do, and then you have the pandemic, which makes things even more stressed. But I mean, from 2019, we weren't in a pandemic. So why had they not found this guy? I mean, did he go into Mexico and was able to hide? Since, I mean, there's just the bridge that gets him over into Mexico. I don't know. That I have questions on. That I'd like to see if I could find more information out. Froggy had big brothers that protected me. Unfortunately, it wasn't against my abuser. Yeah, mine didn't know about my abuser. Another uncle did, and he took care of it. And they didn't know. Well, I mean, my abuser, there were 3 different abuse situations for me, but they were scary enough with my ex that he has made the statements that there's not anything in this world that scares him except my brothers and my mother. And he's kept his distance. So there is that. It would not pan well. And they're all crazy. My brothers are absolutely nuts. I'm not even going to kid and lie on that. So, anyways, this wasn't going to be a really long live. This case had just popped up and it had my attention. And I just thought that it would be something to talk about and get out there. I'm probably going to work on getting a live done on a case that I did last year. That is a case that has always kind of had my attention. And then we are working on putting Gypsy together. Friday night, I will be on the Recliner Survivor channel discussing my time on by proxy and dealing with Natasha Cooper. And bringing some of that stuff out. So we'll see how that goes. Should be interesting. My mom knew, but she was abused too. I'm sorry about that, Froggy. Yeah, my mom knew and my grandmother knew, and to them, the 8-year-old was at fault. And that's really what they said. So, but, so that is where the plan is going forward. If you are new to the channel, like and subscribe for me. And I am going to be working on getting my podcast back out and going as well. And what I will probably do with that is cover a case on it and release the audio here as well. Just to start getting some content out there and getting back on track. I will probably be with the avatar for a little while longer until I can manage getting behind the setup for doing lives on camera. And I don't like that. I hate the avatar. That's why I changed it to this one, because I think she's gorgeous and she's been one of my favorites for years now. Well, since not 2019. But and there's a funny story behind that. It started a whole war. Anyways, I will thinking about looking at anybody that might want to co-host on a podcast. Maybe time to time. So I don't know if anybody's interested, let me know. We will kind of go forward from there. I'm probably going to redo all that I already have on the podcast. There's been a lot come out on some of the cases that I've done. And then again, I just don't like it. So trying to redo, revamp, and set the new year off in a different direction. I am ready to move forward and leave a lot of crap behind. Again, a lot of that is going to be with my channel. And so for those that are following, by the way, I'm not moving to Indiana now. That's all changed. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I mean, it wasn't a good thing because I didn't know what I was going to do. But, and it's kind of hard to pack and get moved with this knee injury. And it's just not healing and processing and moving forward like I think it should, like the other one did. And so moving was just not going to be an option. And so other things kept happening. And then, so now there's another transfer in the way and my husband will be back down here. So we won't be moving to Indiana. And let's just face it, I'm a Texas girl through and through. Putting me in Yankee country is weird. Just weird. So, make sure y'all come and join us Friday night. I don't know what time. I think 7. I don't remember what time they said. And here are the fun details of how all that came about. So anyways, I'm going to hop off of here. Really short live. Thank y'all for joining me. If there's any more that comes out on this, I'll make sure to do an update on it because I do want to see what a jury does with these kids, or if law enforcement makes a deal, or how that goes down. So anyways, everyone have a great hump day. Enjoy the rest of your week. For those of y'all in the areas that are freezing, the East Coast seems to be in a severe weather issue right now. Stay warm and stay safe. And make sure to protect yourself with COVID. It is still an issue, and we still have a pandemic to fight. So stay healthy. So, anyways, everybody, have a good week, and we will see y'all next time.